Hey YouTube, it's Raven here,
Starfire.
and today we're reviewing the past two episodes of The Flash.
Season 8, episode 14, A Funeral for a Friend, and episode 15, Into the Still Force.
Yes, because as we all know, a life happens. So, the first one, the funeral one, it was interesting to watch, and straight up like hard.
It was. Like, I love the beginning of how, like, they showed and, like, everything around them was moving, like, and they were just kind of standing there, and it was just, like, moving slowly around them.
Yeah.
Like, Iris was at a crosswalk, and everybody just walked around her, and she was just still standing there, and, like, life was moving around her, but she wasn't, because she was still, like, processing it, and all of them were.
Yeah.
And then I liked too how it broke the episode up into, like, how each of them was coping. Like, it had Iris.
I did not like how Chalegra was coping with this.
Yeah, no, I know. It had to be Mark that was like, stop.
Right.
But
yeah,
like,
stop, you're acting like a couple, knock it off.
But and I don't like the fact that they're saying that they're just friends, because they're more than friends.
I know.
But anyway, yeah, so I liked how it was like Iris, and then, you know, Chalegra, and then Barry and Caitlin, and yeah, so.
Was it this episode or the second one where Chester asked her out for coffee?
I think it was the second one.
Okay. Because straight up, that had date vibes to it.
Yeah, that was the second one, because that was the device that
yeah,
that she wanted him to look at for her, and then it turned out that somebody that watches his lives had created it, but they didn't do it in a way that was harmful. It just, you know, caused an issue that it shouldn't have caused.
I don't believe it.
Yeah,
but we'll talk about why I don't believe that when we talk about that episode.
I'm just going by what, you know. I'm not saying that I agree or disagree. I'm just saying.
Right.
But yeah, so that
yeah,
wasn't the second one.
Yeah, the way they had Chalegra like fighting over fucking hummus, like the shit.
I mean, I kind of agree with Chester.
Me too. It's
hummus is a
dip.
It's not a condiment.
It's not.
Condiments are what you put on. Condiments are what you put on something. Dips are what you dip something into.
Yeah, but she used it as a condiment on a sandwich.
And that's fine. But
right.
It's not a condiment.
It's not.
It's like a sauce. It's like it's, I don't know. I don't a condiment.
I mean, it's like ranch. People use it as a dipping sauce, and people use it as a salad topping.
But ranch could be considered.
People use it as a condiment.
Condiments are ketchup, mustard, relish, mayonnaise. Those are condiments. Right.
But like, people use ranch as all three that I just listed.
I know.
So, I mean, that's what it's like, so that's what she's doing with it. But
it's just a stupid thing to fight about.
It is. But it's because it's the only way that they can let it out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. So, like, I mean, their fight made sense in that aspect. But then, like, they get the alert, and, like, she gets the damn phone call, and they have to go get Blaine from the bar. And I'm just like, okay. And then he brings attention to the ketchup and the mustard bottle. I'm like, this is not the time.
I know. I'm just like, dude, seriously, what's wrong with you?
Like, that felt so out of place. I was like, I'm not here for this. Like, I was kind of there for their fight because I understood what was going on, right? Like, when you're that sad about losing someone, you lash out at anything and everything, right? So I understood what was going on, and I was here for it. I was like, okay, we're doing this. Then let's do this. But that was not okay.
No. It was.
Like, no, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was so happy when their bit was done.
Yeah. I know. I was just like,
Like, freaking Barry going around doing the entire bucket list.
I mean, I thought that was kind of sweet.
Right.
I mean, he literally was on top of Everest.
Yeah.
Mount Everest.
Making a snowman.
So the first thing I had was processing Killer Frost death, you know. And then I had Joe always with his words. And then I quoted, find our own ways to honor Frost because it's the only way we are going to heal as a family.
Yeah. And I completely agree with it. I love Cecile's take on it. You know, that she's devoting 25% of her company to pro bono work.
Yeah.
And I love that, you know?
Yeah. And then I love how, like, because Iris was struggling with what to do and like writing that piece, you know, and she talks to Caitlin's mom. And then through that, she's inspired to do a podcast about all the people that were saved by Frost. And, you know.
And now we have that artist who would be in jail, but now he's having an opening gala. And
saved and protected.
The couple who would have never gotten together, but now they're married. Like,
yeah. So like protected and saved, but yeah.
Yeah. Like,
I literally put in my notes, Chester and Allegra are more than friends, damn it.
Right.
Because I refuse to accept them as anything less.
Exactly. We will not settle. They are canon now. Come on, make it so.
They have to be like actually a couple before the show ends.
They do.
Because Eric Wallace loves happy endings, it must happen. Because he always says that, like, when anything is going on with Barry and Iris and stuff and there's conflict, he's just like, because I like happy endings, they will be together again and they'll be happy.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, well, yeah, but
but I'm not all angsty over Iris and Barry.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love me some angst, okay?
Right.
Like, especially if it's done well. I love angst. But I also am a sucker for sweet moments too.
Right. See, for me, the angst between Iris and Barry, like, it's not really, it doesn't work for me.
I think the last really angsty moment that like really got to me and like made me full on cry was when she was in the Mirrorverse and was trying to get back to him and they put their hands on the mirrors.
Oh yeah.
And, you know, said all those things. I was just sitting there crying, like, because it was just so beautiful. And I'm like,
I mean, that got to me. Like, it didn't make me cry though, but I think the last time that like something like the angsty thing happened, I think the last time that it made me feel anything like sort of angsty was when Thawne fucked with the timeline and he got with Iris.
Yeah.
And Iris couldn't remember.
Yes. Oh, that's actually the one that I meant. I should have said that because that in the crossover, when she snaps back and realizes, and the lightning goes through her eyes, and she's like, I love you too, or whatever.
Yeah, run, Barry.
I'm just like,
fuck yes.
Yeah, that was great. That was a great.
Yes, like that was such a great payoff moment. Like, because we just got done with them saying, you know, in every universe, in every whatever, like it doesn't matter.
What? What do you want, Kitty? Yeah.
And so, because they just got done redoing their vows, right?
Yeah.
So.
Whee! I hold you like a baby.
Hi, Augie. Hi, baby boy.
Look.
Hi, you miss me, Augie? Hi.
He's like, what is
He's
that?
Like, he's like, why is that thing saying my name? But yeah, no, like,
yeah.
I'm not really getting that feeling from this arc right now.
Yeah, I'm not either. But I mean like on other shows when they've like done angst really well with like certain couples and things like that, I like that.
Right. I'm just like
Fringe had some good angst.
Oh, it did.
Because I'm rewatching that right now with Chad.
Okay.
It's on HBO Max now. So
you need to watch. You should watch Warehouse 13 with him.
I will eventually.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's that interested in it. So
okay. Well, you need to watch it. So
I'll see. I'll ask him.
I think he'd be really interested in the Eureka stuff.
Well, yeah, probably.
There's crossovers, like
he's
legit.
Watching the Kung Fu show.
Huh?
He's watching Kung Fu.
On
CW.
Is it good? I haven't seen it.
He likes it.
I want to see it. But there's crossovers
the
between.
Too.
Huh?
Halo, the series. The Halo series on Paramount Plus.
I should watch that.
Apparently it's been really good. He's taken his helmet off. Yep. And the diehard gamers are not happy about it.
No. No, he never takes off his helmet ever. Like, you don't do that.
Well, he does.
Fuck it.
Anyway, yeah. So we'll watch Warehouse 13 at some point. I think it's still on IMDb TV.
Probably. So yeah. And then like everything was a build up to the funeral.
Yeah. So I had, Caitlin's mom. I have very fulfilling promises to honor Frost. Kilbane is struggling. And then the line where it's like literally born to be Caitlin's savior. Frost.
Yeah.
And I mean, Caitlin had a right to be upset and struggling and dealing with it, but she also needed to listen, and she did listen to Barry eventually, but she needed to realize that, this is not what Frost wanted. Like she told her,
right,
you cannot push away your family anymore.
Right.
Like you have to be honest, and
don't push away them or me ever again.
Yeah.
So it was her one condition for saving Ronnie.
Yeah. And then at the end, I was like, bring Frost back? She's dead for good.
Right. I mean, we know that, but she doesn't know that,
Yeah.
And we only know that because, broke the fourth wall and the actress told us, you know?
Right.
Like, but Caitlyn herself doesn't know that. She can't accept it. It's a lot like Piper, you know, when Prue died.
Mm-hmm.
She couldn't accept it. She kept trying to call back her
the older sister.
Yeah.
And that was hard for her.
Right. But this is Caitlyn's younger sister. It's the baby sister. Imagine how broken Piper would be if it was Phoebe.
Mm-hmm.
Or Paige.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. You know.
Like losing, like for them, like losing Prue was like losing a mom.
Yeah.
Right. But if she would have lost Piper, or if Piper would have lost Phoebe,
mm-hmm.
that's losing a sister.
Yeah.
That would have hit her so much differently. That would have been a horrible. I mean, it was bad watching her lose Prue.
Mm-hmm.
But if it was Phoebe, it would have been worse.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So it's like, I totally get it.
Mm-hmm. No, I get it.
From that aspect, from looking at it from that point of view.
Yeah, I get it.
I get what Caitlyn's going through.
Mm.
And but it's not gonna work.
No, it's not. I mean, like I was saying before, you know, like what she's doing is like what Willow did.
Yeah.
I mean, she's doing it in a different way, but she's still trying to bring her back.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it would be one thing if she was like cloning her.
Right.
But she's not cloning her. She's literally trying to bring her back physically.
Yeah.
Like the same Frost from before.
Mm-hmm.
And no matter what she does, the spirit is that's different. Not going to happen.
Yeah. Science can't call forth the spirit from the grave.
Well, like I was saying before too, like I'm all for science. I'm all for experimentation and
mm-hmm.
time travel and discovering new things and stuff like that. You know, those technologies and everything.
Yeah.
But if somebody dies, you need to just leave them alone and let them be dead.
Mm-hmm.
It's not your job to bring them back. It's not your responsibility to bring them back.
Right.
So
I mean, we've already seen the repercussions with Sarah and with Thea. Like, look at what happened to them. They lost their souls.
I mean, look, Ava's a clone, okay? There's tons of different versions of Ava out there.
Ava never really existed. She's a figment of what's-his-face's imagination and came up with and made her into a clone.
You know, so like, I would understand if she wanted to make like a clone, like a copy of her, you know, and then the Frost would be like different because it's a clone. But like trying to bring back the exact same person that died is not going to happen.
No.
Because once you die, your soul leaves too.
Yeah.
So like, you're never going to get back the essence of who that person was.
Mm-hmm.
Because their soul is not part of them anymore.
Yeah.
You're literally just going to have a fragment of who she was. Or not even that. Like, you're just going to have somebody who looks like her in her body, but it's not going to be the same soul. It's not going to be the same essence. It'll be the same DNA. It'll be the same physical form and physical body.
But the experiences that made her
but the things that made her Frost, her personality, the things that make her special are not going to be exactly the same.
Yeah.
There's going to be subtle differences, but but it's not going to be the same. It's like in the alternate universe, like there's an alternate version of you that has different experiences and different memories.
Yeah.
And
like, I mean, freaking Laurel was evil in Earth too.
You might have the same DNA, but you're going to have different experiences and different memories because you're not the same person.
Yeah, I mean, Frost was completely fucking evil, and she was still inside Caitlin and on Earth too, right? Cisco was evil on Earth too, you know? They're the same fucking people.
It's like on Fringe when we see the alternate universe and we see Olivia, you know, like it's an alternate Walter. He's evil compared to our Walter, and like, you know,
I mean, our Walter was not a good man.
And Peter is from the other universe. So, you know, it's sorry for people who haven't seen Fringe, but like,
because our version of Peter died as a child.
Yeah. So, you know, and that was Walter's way of being able to have his son. So he tapped into the other universe and brought him to the other side.
Right, which turned the other Walter evil.
Yeah. So
it's what our Walter would have turned into if he didn't have his son.
Yeah. So, I mean, you know, Caitlin knows what happened. And also what I was saying, I don't like the fact that she tried to justify what she was doing as different from what happened to Ronnie.
Yeah, it's the same thing. I completely agree.
Because didn't she say it was like this thing completely possessed it or something like that? Or I don't know, but what she said. But you know, it's essentially the same thing.
Right.
Because
it's the same thing. You're trying to
Ronnie
bring someone
was there, but he was suppressed. He was his personality, his mind, everything that was Ronnie was suppressed to bring about Deathstorm and this entity that
the only part of Ronnie that survived was the part that was asking to die.
Yeah. Everything else was the entity possessing him.
Yep.
You know, and also like messing with the dead too can also make them come back as an evil person. Can make them be possessed. Like we've seen that in Supernatural too. I mean, Dean literally said, "What's dead is dead." Like,
yeah, I mean, when they pulled Sam out of the pit, he was different.
He was.
He didn't have a soul. He didn't fucking care.
Soulless for like, he got it back eventually, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he was soulless for like a season. And you know, because Dean could not let his brother die.
Oh, Dean left it.
Dean left it.
Yeah. He left him and went to go have a life with the chick that had a son that
it was
totally his from the past.
Right.
And Castiel brought him up.
Yeah, Castiel couldn't handle it.
Yeah. But that was like before he even hung out with the boys. He'd never met
I can't believe
really.
I didn't remember, but that was like season 5.
I know.
We have had 10 seasons since then.
We have.
But yeah.
Legit, I'm surprised I remember the story.
Yeah, Dean went and had his life. He got
to live with the son. With his son, I fucking know is his son.
Oh, Ben is totally his son. His name was Ben, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Whatever, he's gonna be called Ben.
Right?
Lisa and Ben.
Yeah.
I really liked him.
It's his son from the past.
I really liked him with Lisa. I really wish that would have happened, continued.
Well, I mean, I also liked him with Joe.
Yeah.
That was her name, right?
Yeah, Joe.
Yeah. If he couldn't be with Lisa, I wanted him with Joe, and then she fucking dies.
Yeah, me too. That's how I felt. And I wish that Meg Steele had been Endgame, because
right?
I loved them so much.
They were like, perfect together.
They're dynamic with each other, and like the whole angel demon thing.
Yeah.
And I mean, we did see her again in the last season, but like they weren't together.
Mm-hmm.
But she still called him what she did, and I was like, so
yeah.
I mean, like, you know, Dean knew.
Mm-hmm.
Like, whenever you do that, they're never gonna be. I mean, Buffy.
There's always consequences.
Buffy was changed too, and
yeah,
there's always consequences. Magic always comes with a price.
Exactly. Buffy didn't come back with a soul, which is why she was all creepy.
Her magic, and there was a price.
Yeah. Buffy came back and pretended like she was a damn animal for a while, and they had to do another spell, which made her okay.
Yeah.
Like,
but anyway,
you can't resurrect the dead.
No.
I mean, that's why when they put Sarah in the pit, right? when they put Sarah in the Lazarus pit and they brought her out, they had to fucking chain her up because she was insane. She was demon possessed because there was no soul.
Yep.
And they had to call Constantine to put her soul back in her. Like, we've already experienced this in this universe. You can't bring back the dead without fucking consequences.
I mean, well, now Caitlin has to learn that lesson the hard way. Barry's learned his lessons. He knows the consequences, and he's not doing that kind of stuff anymore.
No. But he saw how much it hurt now Sarah and Thea.
But now Caitlin has to learn that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. So yeah, the last thing that I have for that episode is Iris is gone.
Yeah. Okay, before we talk about Iris disappearing, let's talk about the bitch of a reporter that was talking to her.
Yes, I was going to mention her too.
Yeah. Throwing freaking Allegra under the bus? Hell no. Bitch needs to go.
I mean, yeah, Allegra hasn't always been the best leader.
I mean, she's basically trying to get rid of Allegra, and she has since the last time we've seen her. Yeah. She stated that fact. She's going to get rid of Allegra. That's her mission in life.
Well, I think Iris should just fire her.
Right? But Iris doesn't know. She thinks everything's good, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, and she's like, well, they have to be working with other people, and like, who are those people? Shouldn't we investigate them?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, that wasn't bred of hating Allegra, though. That was bred of curiosity and being a true reporter, you know?
Yeah, but that means that she's going to probably be doing some digging that she shouldn't be doing, because
she is.
Exposing that could cause problems.
Oh, it definitely will. But you know it's gonna happen. And
then when that happens and it does cause problems, then Iris can be like, bye, bitch.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yep.
And then she comes back in because she left her phone and Iris is gone.
Yep. I was freaking the fuck out.
And then we go to episode 15.
Which picks up the next morning with Barry finally realizing that she's gone. I'm like, it took me a minute to think about the fact that maybe he went to bed first because she was pulling an all-nighter.
Yeah.
I was like, the fuck did you not realize your wife was not in bed? Like,
yeah.
I was just like, the fuck did you not realize she's what? What?
What is wrong with you, Barry?
Exactly.
What is wrong with you?
Yeah. Um. So yeah, it's just ugh,
Yeah.
ugness. Um. But
So
this
yeah,
episode was better
it
than the
was. I mean,
previous.
I liked the stuff with the funeral. I liked the things that were said. I liked all of that.
Yeah.
Um but yeah, I mean, my first note was Caitlin, she's dead.
She is. Stop it.
And then, you know, Tenia won't help Barry. Tenia, I spelled her name wrong, I think, but you know, because of the stuff with her mom.
Yeah.
And then Dion needs Barry's help. So
yeah.
sorry, what were you gonna
I'm
say about
confused.
Tenia?
What?
What were you gonna say about Tenia?
I understand where she's coming from, but she didn't seem to be interested in the fact that Iris came back from wherever she sent her.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I would be interested in the fact of a woman that I thought I killed is back.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like whether or not
Yeah.
I care about her, I would want to figure out what the went wrong.
Right.
Like, and how did a woman with no powers do whatever, you know, like with weird green powers, like that kill people outright? How'd she make it back from wherever the guy sent her?
Mm-hmm.
You know? Like, I would be interested in finding out just that alone. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'd help just to figure that out, you know?
Yeah.
And then fucking fix the issue and send her off permanently. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know? But yeah. Um Dion, I don't know what to think
Yeah.
about Dion.
Barry goes into Still Force to try and find Iris. Then...
Dion seemingly betrays him.
Mm-hmm. And Nora has to step in.
Nora doesn't have to step in. Nora's forced to step in.
Yeah.
She didn't even say okay. She didn't even really agree with Dion to go help.
She just
before Dion started taking her in.
Mm-hmm.
And Dion didn't even see my problem is that Dion didn't even take a physical form.
Mm-hmm.
So was it really Dion?
Yeah.
Is what we're seeing really Dion?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's really him. I think the true version of Dion disappeared in that moment that we saw previously.
Yeah.
This isn't really Dion. I think that's what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Or that he was poisoned so much that he's not in control anymore. And this like new, almost like possession, like a new entity is taken over his body type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I cannot believe that would be Dion. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, no. Even when one of their children went batshit hell crazy, right? The psycho one,
Mm-hmm.
the one that does brain stuff,
Mm-hmm.
like he still couldn't continue being like he couldn't really be evil because he's part of them. You know?
Yeah.
Like they're all children of Barry and Iris.
Mm-hmm.
They can't this isn't who they are. They're completely and full on trustworthy because they're their kids.
Yeah.
So I cannot believe that this is Dion.
Yeah. Something is up with the machine that Chester examined.
Yes. I full on believe that the dude that created it to give more energy, right? I don't think that's what he created it for. I believe that it was supposed to fail and get into Chester's hands so that it could download the shit from the computer like it was doing at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
It was a back door into the system, and now this is how.
So how were they able to get the information from the computer?
Because in order to figure out everything about the
that's
device,
probably a stupid question, but
he had to integrate it into the system so that he could like look at the files that like see what it was supposed to do, who created it type thing, so he could trace it back to the creator. But there was probably some line of source code of something within all of that he didn't notice.
Yeah.
That became the virus. That downloaded the stuff, and now
Jessica Parker Kennedy, who plays Nora, is 37.
The fuck?
She looks so freaking young.
I thought she was like 27. Like, what the hell?
She was born in 1984. October 3rd, 1984. She's 37.
What the shit?
And Candace Patton was born in 85.
Her daughter is older than her.
She was born June 24th, 1985. So Candace Patton will be 37 next month. Jessica Parker Kennedy will be 38 in October.
Yeah. So Barry knows what her wife looks like now.
I was like, her wife? What?
I mean, I knew she was gay.
I know. I don't think we'd ever gotten for sure confirmation.
Right.
So I was like, what?
No, I think we did, but that was the previous Nora. Wait. Was it? Yeah, because she was a CSI working with her best friend. Yeah, that's when we found out that no, that was this version of her. I guess she quit being a CSI and started working on journalism.
Yeah, she's a reporter now.
But she was a CSI in this version of reality too, at some point. I guess maybe when Bart came in, you know. I guess that could be when she stepped out because she lost her best friend.
Yeah, she did.
I want to know who her wife is. Oh my god.
Right?
Fucking hell. You can't tease me like this.
I know, right? Like, what the heck?
But like, I'm still wondering where the hell Barry is in the future.
Yeah.
Like, Why did Uncle Jay have to show them how to do things? You know?
Mm-hmm. I also put down, I liked that quote where it was like, keep believing in yourself when the whole world is telling you the opposite. That's the definition of a hero. That Nora said to Barry.
Mm-hmm. So I'm like hella confused because flashpoints happen. Flash didn't die. So where the hell is he in his kids' lives in the future?
Yeah, and how Joe was able to see them.
Right? Why did Nora not tell him that something was up?
And like Barry had that connection, that small connection to the Speed Force and to Iris. And Joe was able to literally see them, but they were glowing green, and then he was glowing green to them. And
because he was using the slow force.
Yeah.
I like that he got his brush back though. Like
yeah. Oh.
I swear, if after all this she's not fucking pregnant, I'm so done.
I know, right?
Like what?
Like, we've waited long enough. Give us our babies.
Mm-hmm.
Give us Iris pregnant.
Exactly. We need it.
Me too.
But yeah, like
she's a reporter in the future now. Barry still has a connection with Speed Force and with Iris, Nora's wife. What?
Right.
They will find Iris.
Yeah, they'll find Iris in 3 episodes.
Yeah. Barry and Iris are always connected no matter what.
They are, which is why he can still feel her.
Because like he told Joe, I know wherever she is, she's okay.
Yeah.
And Joe, baby Joe, man, crying. Yeah. He just misses his baby girl.
I mean, but that's like twofold though. He misses his baby girl, like, and where the fuck is the baby? Like, we never see it. Where
it's like it just disappeared.
I miss his baby girl. I need to see her.
Yeah.
You know? Not that I miss her actually. It's just like we need confirmation she's still there, you know? She's still around. We need to see her.
But like I always say, you know, that's part of what makes Barry and Iris such an epic couple is the fact that no matter what happens to them, whatever obstacles they've had, and they've had a lot, they're always connected and they're always able to come back to each other.
Exactly.
And you know, I think that's just, you know, one of the great things about them and their relationship and their story. It makes people like them so much.
Yeah. I think maybe what they're doing with the baby is waiting until it's a little older so that they can bring on.
Probably because it's really hard to do stuff with just a baby.
Yeah, so they're probably waiting until they can bring on like a 3-year-old or something.
Yeah.
Which shouldn't be too long. That maybe next season, yeah.
Maybe. I mean, when was the baby born?
First time Nora showed up.
Like season 5 or 6?
Yeah. So it should be about 3 now, almost.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And then all I really have after is, you know, they're always connected no matter what. Someone's downloading all of Chester's computer files. So you went into why you didn't believe that he was doing it for good, right?
Yeah.
Person who.
Yeah. Because I think that's what hacked into the computer.
Yeah, the same person.
Like, I don't think it was someone backdooring through the system itself. I think it was that thing. It was a Trojan horse.
Oh, you think that the little chip he put in there was the thing that did that? Mm-hmm.
I think that device was a Trojan horse to get the system in there so that it could download the information and send it wirelessly back to whoever that. What was it? Wookiee Lover?
I don't know. I don't remember.
I think that one was Wookiee Lover. I'm not too sure. But yeah, to send it back to them, and now they're able to make all this different new shit.
Yeah. Probably. And then I was like, well, let's hope Caitlin and Mark succeed, but I don't think it will work.
No. I wish we would get to see the date. The Chalegra date that's happening right now.
I know. We need to see their little coffee date. And we need to see them kiss again.
Right?
Did you see them? Did you see him grab her hand though?
The way they touch each other is so not friends.
It's just so soft and so gentle. Like, yes. It's so sweet.
It is.
They just play off each other so well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, the fact that Mark, like he said, you know, I can't lose her twice, so this cannot fail. It's like, well, buddy, I just don't think that you should continue to be a part of it because it's going to fail.
Yep.
No matter how much you want to bring her back. But see, the thing is, you know, he's like, she helped me tap into this part of me that I didn't know about. It's like, she can still do that. You can still continue to be the person that she brought out in you without her being there. Like, yeah. You don't need her to continue to help you do that. You know that about yourself now, and now you can continue to do that and be that way going forward.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, I can't. There's nothing that can justify that being okay or bringing her back. Like, I just, like, it's just not okay.
Exactly.
And we've seen what happens with that. And frankly, I think that she should know by this point, even though she hasn't technically truly experienced that the way that Barry has. Like, I mean, she kind of did with Ronnie, but like not exactly in the same way as he has with like his parents and all these things that have happened. So, you know, I think that she just has to see it, and she just has to learn it the hard way.
Yeah.
For her to fully understand that this is not going to work. And if it does work, you're not going to get the same person that you had before. So, you know, it just sucks that it has to literally take her doing that for her to understand.
Yeah.
Because it ruins other people's lives in the process. So, and I mean, we've learned from the other shows too that like what it does is frankly makes them a completely different person. Whether they're a good person or a bad person, they're not the same person.
Exactly.
They just look the same in physical form. They might have some of the same memories, but they're not gonna have what makes them unique.
Yep.
So that's all I have to say about that.
Same.
So sounds like next week's episode is going to be more of a filler episode.
Joy.
Just because of like what happens with him aging. It's probably going to be more of a funny episode and like a filler kind of episode, which is fine. Because I mean, you know, there's only so much he can do to try to find Iris.
Yeah.
At the moment. So.
Right. Maybe it's a side effect of something that he attempts.
Maybe.
Well,
no, I think it said that. Let me see. It said that he like gets shocked by something and it like causes him to age prematurely or something. Like that. It says the Flash gets blasted with a shockwave, forcing his body to age prematurely. So, yeah. And then keep it dark.
Maybe it's the shockwave of time energy. Who knows?
Maybe. And then the one after that's Keep It Dark, and that's the one that she directed.
Yeah.
Wait, so the last two episodes, 19 and 20, is negative part 1 and negative part 2. What did they mean? Negative what? Negative force?
Degrees?
Negative speed force? Negative degrees? Negative pregnancy? Like, what do they mean?
I mean, we've already done negative speed force. That's the death force, you know?
Yeah, I don't know what that means, but that's what it's called.
I mean, when I think negative, I tend to think like, especially with what's going on right now, I tend to think of Frost.
Yeah.
So maybe they fail of
maybe
version of it running
that's
around.
what it is. Yeah, that makes sense. But that's also, but episode 19 is when they find Iris again, so it could also have stuff to do with this still force.
It could.
And Nora and Bart and all that. Here's the promo.
Time you have left, Flash. Every cell in your body has deteriorated. You've aged 30 years overnight. What if he uses this device on someone else?
And what if you die of old age before you can stop it?
Okay, fine.
That's great.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
That's funny.
Yes. Well, is there anything else you wanted to talk about?
Nope, I think we are done.
Okay. So, until next time.
Until next time, keep believing in the impossible.